Okay, so we are almost done. The next thing that I'm gonna do is to update my logo, brand name, and I am going to just bring in, open my, my logo, which I have here. Just gonna bring that in. Scale it down. Again, I'm just gonna eyeball it. What is the size of this? This is 2.7 inches wide. What is the size of this? Okay, so let's just say this is, I don't know, 2 inches wide. Probably too big. Actually, that looks pretty good. Just gonna center it. Okay, so I'm not gonna change, I'm not gonna bother changing this. It doesn't matter. One thing though, you just want to make sure that all of this information is correct, like the size of your label, the type of label, the position, the color. So just make sure that you are updating it. Let's say, for example, you had a white label with black text. You would want to update that and also just make sure that the images match what's written here. Same thing for here. Just make sure that you are putting in the correct information for your size label. I'm also just gonna update my brand name on here. So I am gonna bring in a black version of my logo that I will use on the poly bag and on the hang tag. So let me do the poly bag first. Size wise, I'm gonna go with 1.75 inches wide. Let's see, a little bit big, but honestly, it's fine. Then I'm just gonna copy this over here. I'm gonna make it about 1 inch. See how that works out. It's pretty good. So I'll delete that. You can also obviously specify dimensions for the size of your logo on your poly bag. You could actually just put it in here. I'm just gonna do it on here. I think maybe 1 inch also, probably maybe a little small. 1.25. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, that is good. So you also just want to make sure that the specs on your hang tag and polybag pages match up with what you actually want. So for hang tag, we have a 17-point cardstock gloss print with punch hole. If you want matte print, you would just change this to matte print, etc., etc. 3.5 inches high by 2.5 inches wide. Just make sure that it matches what you want. Just And same thing with a poly bag. Okay, so the final thing that we're going to do is to just go one by one and edit the header, the top portion of all the pages, and it's pretty much the same information for every page. So I'm just going to do one and then copy over. But actually, before I do that, I'm going to just add in a snippet of the fabric and add some details here. So I am using cotton jersey for the fabric, 100% cotton, just standard t-shirt fabric. I'm going to just add in a swatch of the fabric. So I have a swatch that I had previously just added in. I'm gonna change it to like 2 inches wide, scale it down. Then what font? This is. I just want to use the same fonts, so I'm gonna Avenir medium, not 21. I want, let's see, 18. So 100%. It's a little bit big. 100% cotton. Cotton jersey. Maybe make this a little smaller. And it's like medium weight-ish, so I'm gonna say 250 GSM. Why did this go back to Arial? Okay. So then up here, again, I'm just gonna, let me lock all of the other layers because I'm on the text layer. So brand name. That's a little bit big. I'm gonna go with 12. I'm also just gonna make this a little bit bigger than the titles so it stands out a little bit more. Let's do the top line first. Style name, I don't know. Paisley hands. I'm just making stuff up. This was initially a Paisley print that I watercolored. So that's where that came from. Season collection, I'm gonna say spring, summer, and spring, summer, 26. And the collection, I'm just gonna call it watercolor. Okay, so bottom row, I'm gonna make this text a little smaller. Date created, let's say this was created on February 10th. 26. The updated date, that's if you let's say you did the initial tech pack, you sent it to the factory, you got a a prototype back and then you made some corrections and then you're having them make a second prototype, you would put in the date updated. So the first date would be like the initial date that the tech pack was created, and then this would be like every time you make an update, you would want to update this date. And so let's say, I don't know, you updated it on May 12th or 13th, 2026. I also like to change the color of this so that it stands out. So for example, I would make it red so that it's a little bit more obvious, but whatever works for you. I'm not going to put that in right now. Style number could be something like SS26 dash 0002. And then, actually don't like these medium. I feel like it's too much information. I'm going to change them. They might also be too big. I'm going to change the font size to 10. I think it's a little too big. Actually, I'm going to keep the top row as is so that stands out a little bit more. Okay, so description, we can say oversized fit, graphic tee. Tea. And the fabric, again, just kind of the same thing that is there, just 100% cotton jersey, whatever your fabric is. If you have like a 50% cotton, 50% poly blend, you would put that in here, but just, yeah, whatever your fabric is. And the sample size is a medium. The tech pack is built around the sample size being a medium. All of the specs are kind of built around that, just FYI. So your sample size is a medium for this tech pack. And that is kind of it for that. I think this looks pretty good. So I'm just gonna kind of do the same thing that I did with this image. I'm just going to copy all of these and paste them into place onto the other page. Actually, I just want to make sure this lines up a little bit better. Okay. Just copy all of them and paste them into place on the other pages. And again, you're kind of just going to have to go one by one because there might be a way to do them all at the same time, but I am not sure. If someone knows, please let me know. So it's Shift Command V after you select the page, and it pastes it into place. And again, I'm doing this on the text layer. Okay, and that is pretty much it. You can just obviously check over your information, make sure everything is correct. The one thing I did not do is to update the bill of materials. So this is something that you obviously should do. You can copy your logo. Actually, let me just do that. Copy your logo onto, is this grouped? It is grouped. So you're going to have to ungroup this. And you can delete this, copy this. I don't know, maybe 1 inch, maybe too small, but we shall see. Looks good. Okay, and then you can regroup them. You absolutely should update this page. Your fabric details for your main fabric, your neckband. Yeah. Also, if you want the factory to source anything, you should indicate that here. So you can either just put it in here. You would put it in the supplier column, but you could either put it in as just factory to source or FTS, and you would just copy that down all the way. So factory to source or FTS, and then copying it down to any component that that you would like the factory to source. And that is kind of it. Just also just make sure that these are aligned, just so everything looks good. Okay. I also realized that I had misspelled Paisley on the first page and then copied it onto every other page. So I just went back and corrected all of the pages. So don't judge me. That is kind of it. So you can then just export your entire tech pack as a PDF and send it over to your factory. That's it. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and thank you so much for watching. Also, most importantly, I forgot to mention that the Tech Pack template is available for purchase in my Etsy shop as well as on my website, and I will include the links below. I have a bunch of different tech packs, templates available, so check that out. And I will be posting more tutorials for tech packs, tech design, product development here on YouTube. So thanks again for watching, and stay tuned.